My name is Adel Youssef. I'm 49 years old and live in a small town called Nag Hammadi in Egypt. I want to tell you about something amazing that happened to me on the 7th day of Qiyah, which is December 16th, in the regular calendar. That day started like any other. I woke up early to help my husband Mina with his date palm farm. We have a small farm with about 50 date palms. It's not much, but it's enough for us to live on and share with our neighbors. After breakfast, I went to the farm with Mina. We were going to pick dates from the tallest palms that day. Mina climbed up the ladder while I stood at the bottom to catch the dates he threw down. We had done this many times before, but today was different. As I was looking up at Mina, something strange happened. A big bird, maybe an eagle, flew right over my head. It scared me so much that I jumped back without looking. I didn't know it, but there was a big hole behind me. It was a new well that our neighbor had just started digging. I fell into the hole. It was so deep and dark. I heard Mina shouting my name, but his voice seemed far away. I hit my head on something hard as I fell. Then everything went black. The next thing I knew, I wasn't in the well anymore. I was floating in a bright, warm light. Felt like I was wrapped in a soft, cozy blanket. Couldn't see my body, but I knew I was there. As I floated, I saw a figure coming towards me. It was a man, but not like any man I had ever seen. He was shining, like he was made of pure light. I knew right away who it was. It was Jesus. Jesus smiled at me. His smile was so kind and loving. I felt safe and happy, like all my worries had gone away. He spoke to me, but not with words. It was like his thoughts went straight into my mind. "Welcome, Adele," he said. "I've been waiting for you." I was so happy to see him, but I was also confused. "Lord Jesus," I thought, "am I dead? Is this heaven?" Jesus shook his head. "No, Adele, it's not your time yet. You have more work to do on earth, but I wanted to talk to you." I felt both happy and sad. Happy because I was with Jesus, but sad because I knew I would have to go back. "What did you want to talk about, Lord?" I asked. Jesus looked at me with so much love in his eyes. "Adele, I know you've been worried lately. You've been wondering if you're following the right path. You've been asking which religion is best." I was surprised. It was true. I had been thinking about this a lot lately. Some new people had moved to our town. They believed different things than we did in our Coptic Orthodox church. It made me wonder if we were right. "Yes, Lord," I said. "I've been confused. There are so many different religions. How do I know which one is right?" Jesus smiled again. "Adele, listen carefully. The Orthodox faith is the true path to salvation. It has preserved my teachings in their purest form since the time of my apostles." I felt relief wash over me. "So our Coptic Orthodox Church is the right way?" "Yes, Adele," Jesus said. "The Orthodox Church holds the fullness of truth. It has maintained the apostolic traditions and the true understanding of my teachings." I was still curious. "But Lord, what about people who follow other religions?" Jesus looked at me with compassion. "Many people seek me with sincere hearts, Adele. But the Orthodox Church offers the surest path to salvation. It's your duty to share this truth with love and kindness." As Jesus spoke, I saw images in my mind. I saw the long history of the Orthodox Church, stretching back to the apostles. I saw the holy fathers and mothers who had preserved the faith through centuries. "Look, Adele," Jesus said, "these are the saints who have kept the true faith alive. They have passed down my teachings unchanged. This is the treasure you have in the Orthodox Church." I started to understand better. So we should hold fast to our Orthodox faith. "Exactly," Jesus said. "Your Coptic Orthodox faith is not just beautiful, Adele. It is the true way. Cherish it, live it fully, and share it with others." I felt peace fill my heart. But I still had one more question. "Lord, what should I do when I go back? How can I share this truth?" Jesus put his hand on my shoulder. I couldn't actually feel it, but I felt warmth spread through me. "Live your Orthodox faith with all your heart, Adele. Show others the beauty and truth of orthodoxy through your love and good works. Pray for those who haven't yet found the true path, and always be ready to explain why you believe." Nodded, feeling tears in my eyes. "I understand, Lord. Thank you for this gift of truth." Jesus smiled one more time. "It's time for you to go back now, Adele. Remember what you've learned. Hold fast to the Orthodox faith, and remember that I'm always with you." Suddenly, the bright light started to fade. I felt like I was falling again. This time it was gentle. I heard voices calling my name. They sounded far away at first but got louder and louder. I opened my eyes. I was lying on the ground next to the well. Mina was holding my hand, crying. Our neighbor Youssef was there too, looking worried. Adel, can you hear me? Mina was saying. Thank God you're awake. I blinked, trying to focus. My head hurt and I felt dizzy, but I was alive. What happened? I asked, my voice sounding weak. Mina explained. When I fell into the well, he climbed down the ladder as fast as he could. Youssef heard him shouting and came to help. Together, they lowered a rope and pulled me out. I had only been unconscious for a few minutes, but to them it felt like hours. We thought we'd lost you, Mina said, squeezing my hand. I squeezed back. I'm okay, I said. Better than okay, actually. They took me to the hospital in the next town. The doctor said I had a concussion and some bruises, but nothing was broken. It was a miracle. I should have been hurt much worse from a fall like that. But I knew it wasn't just luck. I knew I had been protected. And I knew I had been given a special gift, a chance to talk with Jesus himself, and to have the truth of orthodoxy confirmed. Over the next few weeks, as I recovered, I thought a lot about what Jesus had told me. I realized how blessed I was to be part of the Orthodox Church. I felt a new responsibility to live my faith fully, to share it with others. I started to look at people differently. When I saw our new neighbors, instead of just being polite, I invited them to learn about our Orthodox faith. I shared with them the beauty of our liturgy, depth of our traditions, and the truth of our teaching. At church, I listened to the prayers and psalms with new ears. I loved the beautiful traditions of our Coptic Orthodox faith even more, knowing they were the true way to worship God. I participated in the sacraments with greater reverence, understanding their power in a new way. I told Mina about my experience. First, he was shocked, but as I explained what Jesus had told me, he started to understand. We began to pray together with new fervor, thanking God for the gift of our Orthodox faith, asking him to help us live it more fully. Our priest, Miraculous, noticed the change in me. One day after the liturgy, he asked me about it. I was nervous to tell him at first. Would he think I was making it up? But when I told him my story, Miraculous smiled and nodded. Adel, he said, what you experienced is a great blessing. It confirms what we have always known, that the Orthodox Church is the true path to salvation. Thank you for sharing this reminder with me. From that day on, I lived my Orthodox faith with new zeal. I studied the teachings of the Church Fathers more deeply. I fasted more strictly during Lent and our other fasting period. I celebrated our feasts with greater joy, knowing they connected me to the true apostolic tradition. When people asked me which religion was best, I didn't hesitate to tell them about the Orthodox Church. I shared how it was founded by Christ himself, and how it had preserved his teachings unchanged. I invited them to come and see for themselves the beauty and truth of Orthodox. Some people were interested and wanted to learn more. Others weren't ready to hear this message. But I always tried to speak with love and patience, remembering how Jesus had spoken to me. As the years passed, our little town changed. More people became interested in the Orthodox faith. Some even decided to join our church. We didn't all agree on everything right away, but we learned to discuss our faith with love, respect. And me? I never forgot my talk with Jesus. Every day I tried to live my Orthodox faith more fully, to pray more deeply, to love more completely. It wasn't always easy, sometimes I failed. But I always remembered what Jesus told me, hold fast to the Orthodox faith, Adel. It is the true way. And so, that's what I try to do. Every day, in big ways and small ways, I try to live and share the truth of Orthodoxy. Because now I know it's not just a beautiful tradition, it's the true path to salvation.